So here we have the front VBS in the middle. I am running a 2-shock setup. Racer X arms. Yes, I have DACE 23mm adapters. Let you check out the position of my shock angles. I modified the front to be able to use an LST2 front bumper. This is strictly for racing. It's for impact purposes. It does a really good job, much better than the aluminum. The aluminum, once it bends, you're kind of screwed. It just kind of stays bent. But this guy, not at all. It rebounds back nice and fast. And here you can see how I hooked it up to the front of my VBS. Couple screws. I took one of their bulks and I modified it so that it can fit really nice and smooth. And as you can see, I raced this guy. Here's my transponder. And moving further in, you can see I have all my electronics underneath. I'll flip it over in just a moment. High tech. All my wiring, I have it nice and controlled. Brake setup. Currently there's no engine on this. This is a Kyosho plastic piece I took off the STR off their truggy, which allows you to mount the fuel tank closer to the tranny so it's not sticking off. So it's not sticking off of the chassis. Notice how it's in line. So nice and straight. Everything's nice and compact. Here's my linkage setup for the brakes. Nice and smooth. Yes, my truck is dirty. She's a dirty girl. Monoblock. And one thing I do use, and I'll say this time and time again, is I use thread lock and Tony screws. You can't go wrong. Here we go, setback arms. The Racer X. Dave the Wingmaker VBS wing mount. Sorry guys. MBX5 wing. I modified the rear body mount so that I can just use one instead of the two pegs. I used a 1-peg system. I find that it works a lot better with a lot of bodies. I don't have any issues with it at all. It's just nice. It's just so much easier instead of dealing with 4 pegs it's so much easier instead of using the 4 pegs. Just go with the 3. Never ever have I had an issue with it. Super shocks. And I did keep the original VBS rear bumper, but what I did was I took off the VBS bumper. I used the skid, but I got rid of the bumper. And I use LST2 shock bumper. That's my truck. And I will show you a couple little cool things. I think they're cool. So a lot of people ask me whenever I go to the track, how is it that I keep my truck running? And the trick is, well, maintenance, but one of the tricks are the transmission. So if you want to have a really good running Supermaxx, what you have to do is you have to make sure that your tranny's up to being able to handle whatever kind of power you put in it. So I'll show you what's inside. Alright, first off, these are OTB transmission gears. Sorry guys, I can't remember the name, but these are OTBs. This is your top gear. This is what your I don't know, I'm not even going to explain it. I'm tired. If you can find a set, buy them. They're rare. And then another part of the transmission to make it bulletproof are your Super 6s. This is your top shaft and your bottom shaft of the Super 6. Bulletproof, hardened steel. These bad boys are super rare as well. Look at this. Perfect. Never used. Bottom shaft. I did have one of these break on me once. Only once out of the 10 years that I've been racing my Supermaxx. I did not have the cup on right. And what I mean by cup, let me show you. Oops, come on, focus in. Here we go. The drive cup. I didn't have the drive cup on properly, and under acceleration, it caused my Super 6 to explode. Totally my fault. Could have been avoided, but that's where my maintenance failed me. I did not do proper maintenance. I did have an OTB fail me once also. Inside of the transmission, you will find a lever that is actuated by a spring and a little marble. That puts tension on the tranny so that when you're speeding up, it engages into second gear. Well, I was trying to eliminate first gear, and my little marble popped out, and it destroyed my OTB gears. Never again. This thing is so light. It's probably about as light. It probably weighs as much as a penny or two. This is quality stuff right here. Brass and aluminum, so they don't chew each other out.